A single small word, yet powerful enough to shake the entire entertainment world. Not a scandal, not a press release, not even a confession meant for the public. Just two gentle syllables that slipped through the silence of a brightly lit studio, my love. And in that instant, time seemed to stop. Cameras kept rolling, the air thickened, and millions of hearts, though miles away, began to race as one. Greeting and introduction. Hello, drama lovers. Welcome back to LUMOPOP, where we explore the tender, emotional, and sometimes mysterious moments behind Asia's biggest stars. Today, we revisit one of those rare, unscripted moments that felt almost unreal, a small accident, an unguarded slip that revealed something deeper than anyone expected. It happened during what was supposed to be a simple, cheerful interview between two of China's brightest stars, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. Nothing dramatic was planned. Yet what unfolded that afternoon became one of the most talked about clips in Cpop history. Because sometimes, the most unforgettable stories are born from moments that no one planned. Setting and atmosphere. That day, the studio was bathed in soft golden light, its warmth reflecting off polished wooden floors and pale walls. Crew members moved quietly, adjusting mics and camera angles, their voices blending into a soft hum of routine. The air was filled with calm anticipation, the kind that always precedes the start of a well-rehearsed interview. Xiao Zhan sat gracefully in his chair, dressed in a simple cream shirt, his composure serene but his eyes full of gentle warmth. Beside him sat Wang Yibo, calm and effortlessly magnetic, in a dark suit that contrasted perfectly with his quiet smile. There was an ease between them, the kind that can only come from years of shared work and mutual understanding. It was supposed to be just another media day, friendly, light, nothing out of the ordinary. But sometimes, destiny hides in the smallest of silences, waiting for a single word to awaken it. The main moment / the conflict. The interview began as expected, polite laughter, playful banter, and memories from their early days working together. Then the host leaned forward with a smile and asked a harmless question. What's the most unforgettable memory you've had while working with Wang Yibo? The camera turned toward Xiao Zhan. He looked thoughtful for a moment, his gaze drifting slightly as if recalling something only he could see. His lips curled into a small, wistful smile, and then, without warning, the words slipped out. My love. The room froze. The sound was soft, barely above a whisper, yet it echoed in everyone's chest like a drumbeat. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Wang Yibo blinked, eyes widening in a flicker of surprise before softening into something unreadable, something between amusement and quiet tenderness. The crew exchanged shocked glances. The interviewer hesitated, and Xiao Zhan covered his mouth with his hand, his face flushing pink, realizing what he had just said. "Oh, I mean my friend," he stammered with a nervous laugh. But it was too late. The moment had already been captured. The two simple words, my love, were now eternal, echoing across screens and hearts. Reaction and viral effect. Within hours, the internet erupted. Clips from the interview flooded every social media platform, replayed in slow motion, zoomed in, analyzed frame by frame. The hashtag #ZhanMyLove rocketed to the top of Weibo's trending list, spreading across Twitter, TikTok, and beyond. Fans couldn't stop talking about it. That wasn't a slip. Look at his smile right before he says it. If this was an accident, then I want him to accidentally say it every day. Wang Yibo didn't laugh. He just smiled, softly, knowingly. That says everything. Comment sections turned into emotional chaos. Some laughed, some screamed, some sat in stunned silence. It wasn't just the words, it was how he said them. The tone, the pause, the fleeting sincerity. People could feel it, because in that brief moment, it didn't look like an actor answering a question. It looked like someone remembering something real. Soon, news outlets and fan pages joined the storm.
Talk shows mentioned it.
Reaction videos exploded on YouTube. Even experts in body language started dissecting the clip, pointing out the micro-expressions, the way Wang Yibo's shoulders softened, the small upward curve of his lips as he murmured back, "It's okay." 2 words, calm, almost whispered, that only deepened the mystery. Behind the scenes, after the cameras stopped rolling, the studio fell into a gentle murmur again. A few crew members stayed behind, still smiling about the unexpected moment that had just unfolded. According to one witness, Wang Yibo patted Xiao Zhan lightly on the shoulder, teasing softly, "You've started another storm." Xiao Zhan laughed, eyes lowered, his cheeks still tinged red. "I didn't mean to," he replied, voice quiet but genuine. It was nothing scripted, nothing staged, just 2 people sharing an honest moment away from the spotlight. And maybe that's why it stayed with everyone who saw it. There was something in Wang Yibo's expression, that small, patient smile, that seemed to say he understood more than words could explain. Something unspoken lingered in the air, delicate yet powerful. From that day forward, every time the 2 appeared together, the audience watched them with sharpened eyes. Every glance, every laugh, every accidental touch became a story of its own. Because once the world had seen that spark, it could never unsee it. Fans' speculation and emotional analysis. Fans began their investigations like detectives of emotion. Old videos resurfaced. Moments that had once seemed ordinary suddenly looked like pieces of a larger puzzle. A glance during a live show, a soft laugh behind the scenes, a hand that lingered for a second too long. Every interaction became a clue. You can fake words, but you can't fake the eyes. One viral comment read, "They've been saying things without words for years." Soon, even journalists began to notice. An entertainment columnist wrote, "For years, their chemistry has been undeniable, respectful, subtle, and deeply human. But this time, it wasn't acting. It was real emotion slipping through." And maybe that's what made it so powerful. Not because it was romantic, but because it was honest. For a few seconds, the masks came off, and the audience caught a glimpse of something pure, fragile, and rare. Sometimes love doesn't arrive with fireworks or public declarations. Sometimes it hides in a trembling voice, a half smile, or a word that escapes before the mind can stop it. That's why this moment, 2 simple syllables, felt so unforgettable, because it reminded everyone that beneath the flawless image, beneath the fame and the perfection, there are still hearts that beat, stumble, and reveal themselves by accident. Maybe Xiao Zhan didn't plan to say it. Maybe Wang Yibo didn't expect to hear it. But for that tiny moment, their guard fell, and the truth, whatever it was, slipped through the cracks, bright and undeniable. In a world where everything is carefully curated and rehearsed, this small imperfection became something beautiful. Because honesty, once revealed, cannot be hidden again. And in that single word, "my love," people saw not a scandal, but a spark of sincerity. So, drama lovers, what do you think? Was it a harmless slip of the tongue, or a truth that escaped before the heart could hold it back? Do you believe in coincidences? Or do you believe, like many fans do, that there are no accidents between 2 souls who understand each other too well? Whatever your answer, one thing is certain. That 10-second clip will live on, replayed, remembered, reinterpreted. Not because it was shocking, but because it was real. Because in those few seconds between a laugh and a blush, the world saw something raw, human, and honest. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if your heart skipped a beat while hearing their story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to LUMOPOP. Because behind every fleeting moment, there's always a bigger story waiting to be told. Until next time, keep your hearts open, your eyes gentle, and remember, in the world of entertainment, sometimes one word can change everything. LUMOPOP, where emotion, light, and story become one.